It's time for the Coach's Corner Show with Pat Disabato.
Hello, welcome to the Coach's Corner Show. I am your host, Pat Disabato from the Star newspapers, and welcome aboard, year number 4. Still here, like a bad habit. So welcome everyone back, 2007 edition. We have a very special guest on our first show, Hall of Fame defensive lineman Dan Hampton from the Chicago Bears, famed Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer, all-around stud. So he is going to be our first guest to kick off the season. Can't get much better than that, I'd have to say. And again, we are on Wednesday night, same night, different time, now on at 10:30 p.m. instead of 10 o'clock p.m. So join us every Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. Also, check us out on our website, coachescornershow.com. All right, 24/7. You can catch shows, past shows, current shows. It's all good. And you can also see our sponsors, Beggar's Pizza, Coach's Corner, Family Sports Bar and Grill, Fair Share Amusement Company, and Rizza Car Group and their family of dealerships throughout this outline. And, of course, our good buddies at Lisa Thomas Salon. Okay, we're going to go to our first timeout. That is a Beggar's Pizza timeout. We return. We're going to have on the Danimal, Dan Hampton, as our first guest. Stay tuned.
From a mouth-watering pizza to a stomach-pleasing Italian beef sandwich, you'll never have to worry about going home hungry from Beggar's Pizza. Our meals are prepared with the finest ingredients available, tastefully seasoned in the culinary traditions of Northern Italy. Whether it's your team's victory bash, a birthday party, or just a nice night out of the kitchen, check out our extensive menu featuring pasta, salads, appetizers, dinners, sandwiches, and of course, pizza. Enjoy a great Beggar's Pizza at home or dine in at one of our many suburban locations.
Having a birthday party, holiday party, or good old-fashioned block party? Then call Fair Share Amusement Company. We rent CD jukeboxes, Golden Tee, Megatouch, and many other coin-operated video games to help make your party more fun. We deliver the machines to your house the day before the event, and we'll pick up the day after at no extra charge. Fair Share Amusement Company is one of the leading suppliers of jukeboxes and games to taverns and restaurants in the Southtown area. So let Fair Share help you make more money with the latest equipment available. Call them at 773-445-9955.
For the best high school and local sports coverage in the Southland, turn to the Star newspapers. With a 106-year tradition, their award-winning team of writers and columnists cover what you care about. Whether it's the highly competitive prep football scene or the intensity of travel softball, the Star has all the bases covered.
If you're looking for a great place to eat with the family or to hang out with the gang, then you have to get to the Coach's Corner. You will love our extensive menu featuring burgers, shrimp, and our famous jumbo chicken wings. So whether you're playing darts, Golden Tee, sitting at the bar, or watching the game on any of our 19 TVs, you'll have a great time. So get to the Coach's Corner Family Sports Bar and Grill at 143rd Street and 82nd Avenue in Orland Park, where there's fun for the entire family.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show. If you're just joining us, I'm your host, Pat Disabato from the Star newspaper, and our first guest, Hall of Fame defensive lineman, Chicago Bears, Dan Hampton. Dan, thanks for coming on board. Danimal.
Nice to be here.
All right, let me go through a couple things for the people. Your
Smile when you say Danimal. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, first round pick in 1979 of the Bears, elected to the NFL Hall of Fame back in 2002, named to 4 Pro Bowls, 82 career sacks, All-American at the University of Arkansas, and elected to the University of Arkansas and the Arkansas Hall of Fame. So that's quite a legacy, Dan.
Not near enough, though. It's really funny when you talk about, you stand here and look back, and I'll be 50 come fall. And I'm thinking, a lot of these things, I really kind of hoped and dreamed and set goals, but it was amazing how much stuff happened, how many good things happened because of my association with, certain teams and coaches and hard work. I mean, really, it's pretty remarkable in a way. But then again, you look at other people's what would you say, resume, and maybe I could have done more.
I don't know. That's quite a legacy. I think what's interesting, you're from Oklahoma. You attended Arkansas, and then you ended up beating Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl, right?
That's exactly
your senior
year. Pat, let me tell you a little bit about how that happened. I was born in Oklahoma. Now, I've got a little bit of Indian heritage. Now, I don't know if you know anything about the Indians, but the reason they all went to Oklahoma is because it was the worst land in the nation, so the government made the Indians live on the reservation there. Well, some of my ancestors obviously were in the Oklahoma territory. Well, my dad was born in Arkansas, and once I was about 5 years old, he had the opportunity to transfer back to Arkansas. And the topography is completely different, mountains and hills and rivers and all. And Oklahoma is basically nothing, just sandburs. And anyway, so we went to moved to Arkansas. And when you move to Arkansas, the only thing going now here in Chicago, you got the Sox, the Cubs, blah blah blah, the Razorbacks. That's it. It's a one-horse town in Arkansas. And so from the time I was a little kid, if anybody wants to do anything playing football, hey, you don't want to play for the Razorbacks. And so I grew up, and when I had the opportunity and I was extended the offer of a scholarship, they had some good coaches. Jimmy Johnson was my defensive line coach and coordinator, and Frank Burrows was the head coach. But I could have went to Texas, OU, a bunch of places, but I wanted to go to Arkansas. And funny how it worked out. 3 years later, we're playing Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl, and they were number 1 and we were number 3, and we beat the hell out of them actually. And this October, they are having a reunion, a 30-year. I don't know, you get the cane out. 30-year reunion. All the players are going to be back in Fayetteville, and I would say maybe 5 guys I've seen in 30 years since I left college.
So you're definitely going.
Oh yeah, there'll be 60, 80 guys that I haven't seen in a long, long time.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Hopefully they're walking.
Well, you've had 10 knee surgeries, but we'll get into that a little later. 12 now. Well, 10 during your playing career, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now we have children who play football throughout the area, Chicagoland area. Besides the skill, Dan, what is the biggest attribute to reach your optimum level of performance? What do kids really need to do?
Well, there's no substitute for want to. And, a lot of times you see it, in the 2 positions that you see it more than any other is fullback and safety. Those are positions that you don't have to be prototype size, but it's how many guys that you see in the NFL that didn't get a scholarship, but they just worked their butts off because they just wanted to play. Yep. And it's kind of a place where you don't have to be that fast or big or that, but that's their niche. Well, if you can find a 6'6" guy that has that type of attitude, well, he got you a Hall of Famer. Yep. So I think attitude is everything. And of course, everybody goes, oh, my kid, wants to play this, wants to play that. It's all good and fine. But at the end of the day, I think it's important that, I struggle with it too. I mean, my kids want, everything easy, and I think there's no substitute for want to and hard work. And so, in summation, I think more than anything else, Pat, I think you just got to sit down and say, hey, listen, it ain't going to be easy. If it was easy, everybody could do it. Yep. The hard is what makes it special, and that's why you should want to.
Absolutely. Good advice. Very good advice. And since we're on the subject of size here, last year Bears get to the Super Bowl, and a lot of discussion was made of 85 Bears to this Bears team. I mean, they say these guys are bigger, faster, stronger nowadays. The fridge was him being 300-something pounds. That was something out of the ordinary back then. Now it is the ordinary. What do you think? How the competition stack up, man? Let's put this whole thing to rest here.
Well, I mean, if you do a position by position analysis, our defense is bigger and stronger than today's Bear defense. The defensive tackles, McMichael and Fridge, obviously, Fridge was probably 340 or 50. Steve was probably 275. Yeah. Dent and I were 275, 280. I played the Super Bowl at 290. You look at their ends now, both of those guys, Gunlier and Alex Brown, maybe 260, maybe. Yep. Tommy Harris, maybe 280. And then Urlacher is a freak. I mean, Singletary was a terrific player, but at 6 foot 230, I mean, he's not nearly as big as Urlacher. But the other positions,
like the O-line. I mean,
the offensive line may be the only spot to 2 tackles, and we had Colvert and Van Horn both about 300. These guys probably at 320, 330. But at the end of the day, I played against guys that are 315, 30 pounds all the time. Yep. And, I mean, they were just big bags of garbage. Right. And, size doesn't mean a whole lot unless you have a lot of the other things, which is, strength and technique. But make no mistake, this is a very good football team. And everybody goes, how are the Bears going to do this year? I said going to the Super Bowl last year wasn't a freak. I mean, there was a reason why. They were the best. They had the best roster, top to bottom, in the NFC. They've got a good chance to have the best roster in the NFC again this year. But, you know, at the end of the day, I don't know if going back this year is going to be as easy as maybe they think.
Yep, they got a tough schedule, absolutely. Okay, we're going to go to a timeout. Visit Car Group timeout. We return. More with Dan Hampton. Stay tuned.
RZACars.com. Looking for a new Chevy? Shop online. The best Chevy selections and the biggest Chevy savings.
You'll find a car you want at RZACars.com. RZACars.com.
RZACars.com. Looking for a new Ford? Shop online. The name that sells the most Fords in Illinois.
You'll find a car you want at RZACars.com. RZACars.com.
Hi, I'm Pat Disabato from the Star Newspapers, here to talk to you about my friends at Lisa Thomas Salon. With 45 stylists at 2 locations, Lisa Thomas Salons are the perfect solution for the entire family. Their emphasis on current trends means the most up-to-date styles and products are available right in your neighborhood. Lisa Thomas's knowledgeable stylists are committed to making you look and feel great. So visit my friends at Lisa Thomas Salon on 84th Avenue in Tinley Park or 143rd Street in Orland Park. You'll be glad you did. All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show. If you're just joining us, our guest this week, Dan Hampton, Hall of Fame defensive lineman with the Chicago Bears. All right, Dan, I do have to mention this. You know, people realize you're a Hall of Fame football player, but you're also a pretty good golfer. You won the Coach's Corner golf outing this past summer. Right?
I had a lot of help. My lovely wife and my business partner. But our good friend Jerry Castro has been very nice to us. Gave us a good tea time, and we made the most of it.
There you go. That's impressive. Obviously, the list of achievements throughout your career, what stands out the most for you when you look back at things?
Well, you know, the one thing that I look at is when I went to high school, they hadn't won a game in 4 years, and the year after I left, they won the state championship. So I helped turn it around. At Arkansas, you know, we wound up in the top 5 in the nation 3 out of my 4 years after really virtually being out of everything. And then, of course, with the Bears, when I got here, the team was in disarray, and it wasn't special. And, you know, I spent some time with my dear friend Ed Obradovich over the weekend, and I remember when I was drafted, and you'd go in a restaurant or something, people would go, oh, yeah, it's some of the Bear guys. It wasn't a big deal. You know, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, even in Arkansas, you held a certain special place in the society because, hey, everybody admired the Razorback players, you know. But up here, the Bears had been for so long that it wasn't special. Anyway, I used to sit and go, you know, have dinner with Obradovich and Butkus, and they'd talk about the '63 team and how, you know, it was special then. And, you know, OB would say, hey, these guys are men. And it made me really want to be a part of the if you will, metamorphosis of turning an old, wore-out franchise around and making it, by, you know, the end of the 80s with Ditka at the helm, we were the preeminent organization in football, and won more games in 5 years than any team in history, and that wasn't by happenstance. I mean, we had a lot of great players, starting with Walter Payton, but we had great coaches, and we had commitment to excellence. It's an easy thing to say, and, you know, it sounds good for the Oakland Raiders, but that team truly had a commitment to excellence.
I'll tell you, that's a good message for a lot of parents out there and kids. They want to always go to the school, instant gratification, the state championship school. Not many kids want to be involved in the process of turning around a high school or
That's where
college.
the fun is.
And that's what the fun is. And you can have a considerably bigger legacy by doing something like that than just blending into a state championship or collegiate national champion, you know? So that does say a lot.
No, you know, it takes a certain amount of energy to maintain. If, you know, you're winning, you know, going to the playoffs every year, that's one thing. But to start here and build it,
Yep.
it takes quite a bit of of energy and special commitment. And again, like that's the thing. I mean, Hall of Fame, All-American, Hall of all those things. That's all great, but those were byproducts. Being a part of an organization where people were excited about winning.
Yep.
Hey, we couldn't wait to play in college and even up here. And it's funny. I'm looking at Lance Briggs, good player, $7 million, whatever. I couldn't tell you what I made in a year. Money didn't mean anything to me when I played. Now I know maybe in an abstract way that makes me an idiot because that's pro football. Pro means you're getting paid.
Right.
We didn't care. Nobody cared. You thought about it a little bit, and of course, that's part of how you keep score. The highest paid defensive lineman, whatever. But nobody made a big deal out of it. Nobody held out. Bless Todd Bell and Al Harris's hearts. They held out. And you know what? To this day, it was the worst thing they ever did. And it was all over, money. And again, I think the league is set up where it's fair compensation. And, at the end of the day, it's all about trying to win. And you shouldn't let the dollars get in the way of that.
Yep. Now, you mentioned Mike Ditka here. I mean, Jim McMahon's had restaurant closed. Michael Jordan, restaurant closed. What is it about Mike Ditka? The restaurant is still thriving. What is it about him 15 years after he coached the Chicago Bears that makes him as popular today as ever? Yeah.
He's got two. Opened one in Oak Brook here a couple of months ago. The thing about Mike Ditka, and I was talking with a guy, we're going to get into this, the
pension, the
NFL pension and disability benefits. Mike Ditka is, to this day, if you was to put a picture of the winning Super Bowl coach, Tony Dungy, up, and Mike Ditka over in Algeria, they'd know who Mike Ditka was, and they wouldn't know who Tony Dungy is. Yep. To this day, he still is probably the most identifiable face in all of pro football, and that's an amazing thing. And more than that, it's not because of just one thing. He was a great player, then he became a great coach. He's philanthropic about different things, but he's also a guy that a lot of people look up to, like my good friend John Howell, the radio announcer, said at one time, Dick is like everybody's dad. Yeah. He's the dad we all wish we had,
Yeah,
the tough guy that you're proud of, and you want him to acknowledge you and pat you on the head. That's what Ditka was and is to Chicago. He's like he's Big Daddy.
Yeah, he's the everyday man, exactly. All right, we're going to go to another timeout. This one, Coach's Corner. When we return, more with Dan Hampton. Stay tuned.
If you're looking for a great place to eat with the family or to hang out with the gang, then you have to get to the Coach's Corner. You will love our extensive menu featuring burgers, shrimp, and our famous jumbo chicken wings. So whether you're playing darts, golden tea, sitting at the bar, or watching the game on any of our 19 TVs, you'll have a great time. So get to the Coach's Corner Family Sports Bar and Grill at 143rd Street and 82nd Avenue in Orland Park, where there's fun for the entire family.
From a mouth-watering pizza to a stomach-pleasing Italian beef sandwich, you'll never have to worry about going home hungry from Beggar's Pizza. Our meals are prepared with the finest ingredients available, tastefully seasoned in the culinary traditions of Northern Italy. Whether it's your team's victory bash, a birthday party, or just a nice night out of the kitchen, check out our extensive menu featuring pasta, salads, appetizers, dinners, sandwiches, and of course, pizza. Enjoy a great Beggar's Pizza at home or dine in at one of our many suburban locations.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show. Okay, Dan, let's talk about this disability situation with the NFL pension. I mean, NFL generates billions of dollars, and there's some guys that are really knocked up and banged up, and I know Dick has gone to bat for these guys, and
Right.
what's your take on this whole situation?
Okay, guys, and again, this is an old football player saying, oh, we want government to help us. They're saying right now, today, there's $5 billion in a pension disability fund that was funded by the NFL by contract stipulation. I went through a strike in '82. I went through a strike in '87. Worst things I've ever had to do with my little career. And at the end of the day, that's part of the benefit. We went through the strike so we could force blah blah blah. There's $5 billion in these disability pension payment plans. To date, since 1993, what's that, 14 years?
Yep.
There's 317 guys that are actually receiving benefits of some sort. Okay?
Okay.
$20 million has been paid out to those guys. Do the math.
Peanuts.
That's like your parents giving you $5,000 and saying, take care of the kids while I'm gone,
Right.
and you spend $2.
Right.
There's $5,000 in it, and you spend $2. So that gives you an idea of the inequities of the whole thing. Dick is saying to Congress, make Upshaw, make Doug Allen, these guys that are that have been put in charge of these pension plans, make them more conducive to setting up a fair system where Doug Atkins, who everybody in Chicago probably remembers, a 17-year veteran, Hall of Famer, his heart medication, his arthritic medication, all those things come up to well over $500 a month, and he's receiving like $200 a month from the NFL pension plan.
Yep.
There's enough money in there to take care of these guys, but unfortunately, the union's saying, oh, if we allow anything, any exposure, then everybody's going to come after us. Oh, my elbow, oh, my neck. They've got to have a fair system, and somehow, some way, Dick is trying to force them by congressional hearings and oversight hearings to, make them, come to the table and at least negotiate and start down the path. As it is right now, Mike puts on a golf tournament where all the proceeds goes to, help these guys. But at the end of the day, it's not his job.
Right.
It's not my job. We worked for a system that has put money away for that. Use it.
Yep.
That's all
Not being
that he's saying.
distributed
And again, I think I had, countless injuries. But at the end of the day, I'm not looking for anything. But at some point, maybe when I'm better, that money has been earmarked for that. Why not use it? That's all we're saying.
All right, now a couple of your former teammates, Mike Singletary for one, Ron Rivera for another, involved in coaching. Is that something that interests you at all, Dan? I mean,
Singletary is a very interesting story. Rivera, I always thought he'd be a good coach, and I honest to God, am shocked that he has not been named as an NFL head coach. He will. He'll have a great career as the defensive linebacker coach for the San Diego Chargers for the next few years, and that'll be the stepping stone. But at the end of the day, Singletary waited till his kids got up at a certain age where he did not feel like he would be sliding them, and he got into coaching. And at the present time, he's in San Francisco. He's doing well, but there's a lot to know and there's a lot to learn, and it's more than just saying, oh yeah, I'm going to put these guys out here and make them blitz. And there's a lot of things you got to know. But at the end of the day, I'm very proud of him. Les Frazier also was in coaching. I don't know where Les is today, but I know he was a Cincinnati Bengal defensive coordinator 2 years ago. So it's good, and it's great to see some of the guys I played with still in the NFL. It's a great game. It's a great league.
but nothing that interests you. You don't want to get involved in
Well,
coaching.
we got a 4-year-old. In 10 years he'll be 14. Okay, well, I want to watch him play on Friday nights. I don't want to be watching film.
Right.
No, you know what? I swear to God, coaching is like the priesthood. You got to have a special calling. Some guys want to do it. Some guys don't have an interest.
That's it. Yep. Well, Dan, I appreciate your time on this, man, and really a pleasure
Thank you,
throughout
sir.
your career to watch you. You brought
Oh,
a
you're
lot of
very kind.
thrills and achievements to all Chicago Bear fans, man. You're a great guy, so I appreciate you coming on board.
Thank you, Pat.
All right, we're going to go another timeout. This one being a Lisa Thomas Salon timeout. We return high and tight. How can I forget, Tommy? High and tight when we get back.
Are you looking for just the right hairstyle? Then come to Lisa Thomas Salon. We've been providing the finest in hair, body, nail, and skincare for over 15 years. Our emphasis on current trends and continuing education means the most up-to-date styles and products are available right in your neighborhood. Our knowledgeable stylists are committed to making you look and feel great. Visit Lisa Thomas Salon today on 84th Avenue in Tinley Park or 143rd Street in Orland Park. You'll be glad you did.
RZACars.com. Looking for a new Chevy? Shop online. The best Chevy selections and the biggest Chevy savings.
You'll find a car you want at RZACars.com. RZACars.com.
RZACars.com. Looking for a new Ford? Shop online. The name that sells the most Fords in Illinois.
You'll find a car you want at RZACars.com. RZACars.com.
For the best high school and local sports coverage in the Southland, turn to the Star newspapers. With a 106-year tradition, their award-winning team of writers and columnists cover what you care about. Whether it's the highly competitive prep football scene or the intensity of travel softball, the Star has all the bases covered.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show. Again, I'd like to thank Hall of Famer Dan Hampton for being our first guest of the season. Also, Tommy Kamak, Lisa Thomas Lonnie made an appearance here, and RZA Car Group, Dan McMillan, our good buddy, Fair Share Amusement, Mike Pappas, Beggar's Pizza, the Goretto family. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. And high and tight, I have to congratulate Sandburg baseball team for winning a summer state championship as well. Congratulations, Doug Suiters Club, 27-1. They won 27 games in a row to knock down that summer baseball state championship. Kudos to them. High and tight, you know, baseball coaches, a couple baseball coaches, a little bit sensitive. Don't like any constructive criticism. I don't want to see the same thing from the football coaches this year. You know, a couple things have to be said. We got to call you out on a few occasions. Turn the other cheek, all right? Take the hit. All right, guys? Don't be too sensitive. All right, we're going to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this week's show. Join us next week, Wednesdays, 10:30 p.m., WJYS, Channel 17. And, of course, get on the website, coachescornershow.com, 24/7. And it's free. No tin cup and a monkey here. It is free. All right, see you next week.
The Coach's Corner Show is brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick. The Coach's Corner Family Sports Bar and Grill, where there's fun for the entire family. Fair Share Amusement, featuring CD jukeboxes, Golden Tea, Mega Touch, and more. Lisa Thomas Salon. Visit us at Lisa Thomas Salon. You'll be glad you did. RZA Cars. You'll find the car you want at RZACars.com.